You know, there are some things better not spread too thin. That includes almond butter, Nutella, and yourself. Guess what? I get it. I feel really spread too thin sometimes because I'm a busy working mom as well. But you know what helped me? Self-care. And self-care doesn't have to be massages, manicures, all of that, although nothing's wrong with that. But over time, I have perfected a way to find my own version of self-care. And as they say, put your oxygen mask on first. So my name's Emily. I'm a Whole30 certified coach and self-care expert. And I'm gonna share with you today my Eat, Move, Love philosophy and hopefully help you craft your own version of self-care. Let's go. So gang, let me take you back to 2015. That's when I found Whole30. If you're not sure what Whole30 is, it's a 30-day elimination protocol where you take out grains, dairies, legume, alcohol, processed sugars. You don't weigh yourself for a month, and then after a month, you reintroduce those foods back in systematically to see how your body reacts to them. You remove these foods simply because some of them are inflammatory, they mess with your hormones, or more so than anything, they mess with you psychologically. My husband and I took this on together, and gosh, by just changing what we put on our plate, it changed our whole lives. I am a busy, crazy, working busy mom of 2 little boys who keep me on my toes. And back then, I put everyone's needs before my own. That led to me being very overwhelmed, super stressed, a lot of low self-confidence in myself, and really just looking for a way to cope. And what I did was turn to sweets. I love sugar, especially chocolate chip cookies, or I would turn to wine every night just to have a couple glasses. My husband would drink beer every night, not necessarily to get drunk, but more so just to take the edge off. And after a while, our bodies and our minds just didn't feel great, and you want to feel the best version of yourself. So after Whole30, we reintroduced some of those foods, found out what gave us problems, and from there, it just inspired us to be healthy in other areas of our lives. And like I said, put myself first. So let's talk a little bit about my own personal 3-step self-care philosophy, and hopefully this will encourage you, inspire you to come up with your own. So it's called my Eat, Move, Love coaching philosophy. Number 1, the first one, eat. So I now eat to fuel my body. I don't associate food and stress together. Is it like that 24/7, 365 a year? Nope. There's some times where some of those old thoughts and stress creep up, and I do want a glass of wine or some chocolate chip cookies. But now I live in my own version of my food freedom, and that means I'm guilt-free. If I do want to have a treat here and there, I will do that. But I'm not going to overindulge and use that to deal with stress. I now have different coping mechanisms, whether it be reading a book, drinking a hot cup of tea, going on a walk, calling a friend, reading a funny story. There's a lot of different coping mechanisms now I turn to instead of food. So the second step in my self-care routine is to move my body. You can imagine, once I started feeling better because I was eating to fuel my body, I wanted to be healthier in other areas of my life. And that ultimately led to me wanting to exercise more. So, guys, there's scientific research, there's facts that exercise is so good for you from the inside out. You know, it helps you sleep better. It gives you a brain boost, lowers anxiety, and just gives you more confidence from the inside out. So who wouldn't want that? Now, I know sometimes you don't want to work out because you don't feel your best. Start with eating the foods that make you feel amazing and see where that will take you. Now, I know going and trying a new workout class can be intimidating. I know because I've been in your shoes, and I'm actually a fitness instructor as well. So think of starting slow, just going for a walk your dog, or run outside and play with your kids, jump on a trampoline. Whatever you can do to make yourself comfortable and to be having fun. There's a lot of great home workouts you can do. Get an accountability partner. Whatever you can do to get your body moving, and over time that new habit will build, and you'll have that momentum where moving your body will become part of your self-care routine as well. The third and final step that I want to share with you today in my self-care routine is to love yourself. This is something I've worked really, really hard on, and something I continue to struggle with and try to work on hard every single day. Because back in 2015, I suffered from low self-confidence, and that still creeps in very often. Unfortunately, I think it's just human nature for me. So one of the things I do, most importantly, is to start my day with gratitude. You can get one of those 5-minute gratitude journals or just sit and meditate and pray on 3 things you're grateful for that day. You can't be mad or sad when you're thinking about what you're grateful for. Another thing is to fill and nourish your mind with motivational, inspirational books or podcasts. It's one of my favorite things to do. The next thing to think about is maybe auditing your social media. If you're following people that don't make you feel so good about yourself, unfollow and don't feel 1 ounce of guilt about it. You don't need that negativity in your life. And the last thing is to find your tribe. I can't stress this enough. This is something that I struggled with as a new mom. I got so caught up in my identity being a mother that I kind of lost myself, and I needed to reach out and find other like-minded women. And it took me a few years to find those ladies, but now I found my tribe. And you know, we help each other out. I rely on them, they rely on me. It's kind of like the story of the elephant giving birth, if you've ever heard this. In the wild, when a female elephant, obviously, is giving birth, all of the other females in her tribe surround her and protect her. Or if she's injured or something like that, if there's lions around, they will surround her and protect her. When you are in your most vulnerable spot, who is surrounding you and protecting you? And who are you surrounding to protect when they're in the most vulnerable state? There's so much beauty and power in having a tribe and being able to serve and love others in the way that they're helping you. So gang, that's my Eat, Move, Love coaching philosophy. Like I mentioned at the beginning, I'm a Whole30 certified coach, and I help my clients just find the best version of themselves, all by starting with what they put on their plate. And we really dig in deep into my Eat, Move, Love philosophy and help them define their own version of self-care. Now, self-care looks different to everybody. It could be massages and manicures. It could be just cranking up the music in your kitchen and having a dance party. It could be having a moment to yourself every night, reading a good book. Or it could be buying a coffee for somebody in the drive-thru behind you. It all looks different, and this doesn't happen overnight. It takes time to see what this looks like for you, and it changes and fluctuates as life happens, because you know it's gonna happen. So I wanna know, how are you going to, like I said earlier, put your oxygen mask on first, put yourself first so you are not spread too thin within your life and you are showing up as the healthiest version of yourself. I'd love to work with you. Go ahead and send me a message below, my email's below, and give me a follow over on Instagram so we can connect and I can give you some more self-care motivation and inspiration. And don't forget to like and share this video with someone else that you think could be inspired to find their own version of self-care. So ladies and guys, put that oxygen mask on first, because you know what? Self-care isn't selfish, it's necessary. Boom.